This is going to be a long video. It's going to be Central Park Road. And because things seem to be further north or south from where they tend to be, this video is going to sort it out. But first we have to get there because we're not there yet. So I'm just going to be covering my camera so you can't see anything until we get there. And we can talk about interstate facts. That's literally the life of this. This whole channel thrives off of the interstate highway. Like, I know you don't like it, but I like it. I'm the one who controls the channel. Let's just talk about interstates real quick. So, interstate. So on to the state with the most and least interstates per capita. So California is actually a pretty good one because despite having nearly 40 million people, I think it's like 39 million, despite having like 39 million people, they have 6 interstate highways. 6. Interstates 5, 15, 10, 40, 80, and 8. Furthermore, you can barely have... There's only one interstate in North California, Interstate 80. And it's very hard to get around on the interstate highway. So, considering that there's one interstate per 6.5 million people on average, that's pretty bad. The city with the most interstate highways is not actually LA, but actually... hello. Huh. It's actually San Diego, the second largest city, with approximately with 3 highways. Other cities where there is more than one interstate highway include Sacramento, and some smaller cities include Barstow, California. Anyway, another good state would be Maine. Maine, though, only has 1.2 million people, so you kind of need a state with over 6.5 million people for this to work, and even still, very sparse. What about the most interstates per capita? Considering that Illinois has 12 interstates and 12 million people, there's an interstate per million people on average in the state. However, that's still not true. Chicago is a city with 4 interstate highways, 55, 57, 90, 94. What makes it more impressive is the fact that 80 and 88 are in the same county. I mean, this is probably the county with the most interstate highways, which would be 6. However, Wyoming only has 570,000 residents. Considering there are 3 interstate highways, that's an interstate per 190,000 people in the country. Because interstates 25, 80, and 90 go across. Nevertheless, there are only 2 points where interstates intersect in the state. Buffalo, Wyoming, and Cheyenne, Wyoming. 80 and 90 don't intersect in the state. Anyway, very briefly, because now I can actually see Central Park Road, so I'm not going to hide my camera. On to the U.S. routes that are at points east of U.S. 1. So, basically the entirety of U.S. Route 13 is... the entirety... U.S. 9 south of Woodbridge, New Jersey. U.S. 7 for a very brief time right before it starts. U.S. 17 for most of the route all the way until somewhere in Northern Virginia. I'm not exactly sure where. US 21 in parts of South Carolina. Ah, yes, US 29 north of DC. I think that's the most laughable one, but I'm not really sure about the other one. Waterloo Park Road, house numbers are critical, but they don't actually begin where we want. That is 146. So going to base our numbers mostly based on the even side, and then subtracted from 146 at the end, and that's Southern Parkway. This is gonna be a long video, but the good news is that we can stop at the Fordham area, essentially at Fordham Lane, so I don't have to actually go all the way across the Middle Hill Road, although I will, just because if I do, then I could get 2 videos out in one walk, and I won't have to walk all the way back. You've already seen Middle Hill Road north of Central Park Road in my 5 Bridges complex, but on the other side video. And if you haven't, I'll make sure to link that now, hopefully, to the best of my ability. I mean, I forget to do things sometimes, but this is going to be south, but only as far as Country Drive. The reason is because after Country Drive, yeah, so essentially what happens after Country Drive is that you get to around the same as the Southern Parkway, but it doesn't actually continue east. Yeah, it's like, it's like circling through my head for some reason, but I don't know. I really want to listen to Flair TV some more, but I don't like him so much anymore. But there's a point where I was doing super chats like crazy, and to be honest, I'm actually thinking back up to that level, but I'm calming it down a little. So today I donate $7. So I'm gonna try to only donate $13, but it's gonna be difficult. So that's 160. So you've only went up 14 houses. That's Pine Street. I hate getting these many texts. I actually I was walking in New York City, Queens, and there were bus stops, and every time I got to them, I texted it just to get the information, just to save it to my phone. But this is Sydney Street, and this is not the weird part. I'll do a lot of Google Maps searching and see whether or not it's profitable. I think I might have actually walked here before, but this is what makes it weird. And I'm gonna show you something. It's like, you won't believe it, but it is true. Yeah, it's 159. It's like basically critical here that we know the difference, because that's behind that. So we actually show that it's 13 houses away from Southern Parkway. However, that area on the other side is actually 21 houses. 28, because I believe Southern Parkway and that is just like this 131. This is very confusing, so I had to try to simplify it for you. But that's 168, and that's Midwood Drive. So like that's why you're wondering, oh Andrew, why is Northern Parkway so far north? Well, in comparison to everything else, that's just mostly because because essentially like you're getting farther up north. So that's why. But like after Maine, there isn't even another street until Northern. So, like, that's why I generally try not to be this far. But I gotta shoot a video. You gotta shoot a video. So what you gotta do when you shoot a video? I don't know, do video shooting things. Shoot a video the way that you like. And yeah. That's Cedar Drive East, so that's 178th. By this point we have 32 houses further north than our starting point. And you have to keep track of all this. I'm not doing it. I've never been the best at... I better not have forgotten anything. If I have, I am not coming back. Yeah, US 11 at a point is further west than US 49. Well, I'm sorry if you could barely hear me, but still. Yep. I walked so far and it's only gonna get farther. Kill me, please. I ask for it. Terrible idea. Anyway. Anyway, these are both approximately at the same point, like those two. So it's not really a great number. I mean, if you can see that's 187. If you can see that's 182, you probably can't, to be honest. So, I mean, they're both around the same. Both around 40 houses north. Actually 20 because they appear on both sides, but when I do these long walks in the heat, I need water. Like, I'm gonna try to get to 35,000 steps there, which is theoretically possible with camp if I have an earlier time, but I'm gonna need water. I need to bring water on my walks. So this way I'm not sweating for, cause like you can die of heat, and here's the thing, sweating is actually the way that like you cool your body down, but you need water or else you can't sweat, and when you can't sweat, your body starts to heat up, so that's why it's important to have water. You know, and water can cool you down. You know, like you just have like that relaxing drink, but more importantly, it gives you more sweat, and and I'll see you again. Whoa. And I'll see you again. Whoa. Whoa. And I'll see you again. I take a rest. I need to take a rest, like in that brief part where I'm not filming between the two, because I'm not. This is gonna be a part where I'm not filming. That's the part where I swear I need to rest. Yeah. And now we are in the 200s, if anyone cares to know our geographical update. Okay. So that's Minetto Drive. Also, if you're wondering, Milne Place / Cherry Drive East, because it extends north, actually is kind of what, while like on the western part, there aren't too much, but I promise you, more is coming. Oh yeah, the COVID. Well, honestly, while the MLB is working to make an agreement, this is prime time because like people are losing faith in baseball. They're okay with going without it, and right now is actually a great time for the MLB to say that they're not having it, and the excuse is great, actually. If you don't know what the excuse is, it's that we don't want the players to get sick from the corona. And that actually works great for 3 reasons. So the first is they get their wish, they don't have to pay their players at all. Second of all, it makes them look good. They look noble. Also, if you're wondering what Monero Drive is at, hopefully you can see it. It's 211. But like they look noble. They look like these great saviors of the players. That's the second reason why they want it. And the third reason why it's great for them is because then if the players union were to appeal that, they look bad. So essentially the MLB can win. Like the MLB gets to control the players' union by declining to have a season. The playoffs. Well, considering the 1994 MLB season was erased from databases because of a strike, all the information has been erased from databases. And honestly, for the NBA season, they might do that if they can enter the playoffs. That's 214. The problem isn't like the MLB where they don't have an agreement. They have an agreement. It's just that their agreement isn't going to work out long term. I mean, to be honest, now we're in a foresty area, but oh god. But to 24. That's applicable. It's a twisty, twirly drive, but that is applicable, and I'm gonna end the video on this note.